Welcome to MCR Medical's guide to setting up and using your PRESTAN AED Trainer Plus. Let's get started. In this video, we will go over how to switch between the automatic and semi-automatic shock setting, the ventilations on or ventilations off setting, the metronome on or metronome off setting, how to select a training scenario, how to change AED trainer volume, how to toggle between the 30:2 and 15:2 ratio setting for child patients, how to use the AED trainer in a training session, how to correctly remove the AED trainer pads from the mannequins, and how to test the pads and cables when you suspect the AED trainer may not be registering them properly. Let's quickly go over the buttons on the AED before we get started. From left to right, we have the language button, the scenario selection button, the volume button, the play pause button, the red shock button, the green power button, and the gray child button. Hold down the green power button until you hear two beeps. Here you can change the shock, ventilations, and metronome settings by hitting the scenario selection button. Click the red shock button to turn a setting on or off. When there are three lights illuminated, you are choosing between the semi-automatic or automatic shock. Click the scenario selection button to go to the next setting once you have made a selection. When two lights are illuminated, you are switching between ventilations on and ventilations off. Click the scenario selection button to move on. When one light is illuminated, you are turning the metronome on or off. Once you have selected the settings you want, click the scenario selection button to check setting choices. Click the power button to save changes and exit the settings. To change the training scenario, turn the AED trainer on and click the scenario selection button. There are 5 scenarios to choose from as indicated in the picture to the right. Red means shock and yellow means no shock. Once the scenario you want is selected, you can turn off the AED to save or continue to change other settings. The volume button allows you to choose between 3 different volume settings. The button with the speech bubble allows you to toggle between the installed languages. By default, the AEDs we sell come installed with English and Spanish. Once the settings are how you want them, press the power button to save changes. If you are going to work on a child mannequin and would like to change the compression ratio settings, then hold down the child button and power button together until the AED says Child CPR 15:2 or 30:2. You can then press the child button to toggle between the 15:2 or 30:2 ratio settings for the child CPR scenarios. Once you've selected the one you would like, click the power button to save changes. Now that we know how to set up the AED trainer, let's go over how it will be used in the classroom. First, turn on the AED trainer. If practicing on a child mannequin, click the child button. Follow the prompts as stated by the AED trainer. To start, remove any clothing from the training mannequin where you will be placing AED pads or doing compressions. You will then remove the AED pads from their storage case. Place the pads on the patient in the correct orientation as indicated in the picture on the pads. The trainer will not continue the training scenario unless the pads have correctly adhered to the mannequin's skin. Once the pads are in place, the trainer will automatically move on to analyzing the patient. If a shock is advised, then you will be told to stand clear. Press the red shock button as indicated by the trainer if semi-automatic shocks are on. If no shock is advised, the trainer will move straight to doing CPR. Once the shock has been delivered, start doing CPR. If the metronome is on, the AED will click at the correct compression rate. If ventilations are on, then you will be advised to administer 2 breaths every 30 compressions. If you need to pause the training session, the play pause button can be pressed. Click the button again to resume the training session where you left off. Each AED cycle lasts for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, the trainer will reanalyze the patient for a shock, then move on to the next 2-minute cycle. The trainer will continue going through the chosen scenario on repeat until it is eventually turned off. When a training session is over, the pads will need removed from the mannequin and placed back into their storage case. When removing pads from the mannequin, remove the pads from where it is connected to the cable, not from the cable itself. This will prevent the wires from separating or breaking inside of the cable, ultimately elongating their lifespan. Make sure the storage case is clean and lint-free, then place the pads in so that the sensor is centered. There's an indent in the plastic that keeps the sensor from touching anything while stored. This small indent prevents the AED trainer from moving on to the next steps prior to pads being placed on the mannequin during a training session. Once the pads are in the case, close the case and place it in the trainer as shown in the video. To test if the AED training pads are being registered by the trainer, you will hold down the power button for about 4 seconds until the trainer beeps once and the red shock button is blinking. You can then either place the pad on a clean surface or press the center of the pad down so that the sensor touches the storage case. If the pads are being registered by the machine, then the trainer will beep. If there is no beep, then either the pads or cables need to be replaced. Press the power button to exit. That concludes our video guide to the PRESTAN AED Trainer Plus. For more information, the AED Trainer Plus instruction manual includes everything outlined in this video and then some. The manual can be accessed through our website, mcrmedical.com, or through the QR code that comes with the product. The PRESTAN AED Trainer Plus comes with a 3-year warranty to ensure that you receive a quality product that meets our standards. If you are ever having issues with your AED trainer, or if you have questions about our products, we can be contacted at the email sales@mcrmedical.com, or you can call us at the phone number 614-782-2100. I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.